Good evening. This is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Damilola Raphael. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has warned of a possible nationwide strike, accusing the federal government of failing to honor long-standing agreements on the revitalization and proper funding of Nigeria's public universities. Speaking during a news conference at the University of Jos today, the union's national president, Professor Christopher Pinowa, said lecturers have endured over 2 years of broken promises and delayed tactics by the federal government. Professor Piwuna listed unresolved issues to include the renegotiation of the 2009 ASU FGN agreement, outstanding salary arrears, withheld promotions, and the welfare of retired lecturers. The ASU president called on the public to note that the union has written several letters to the federal government, drawing its attention to the need to resolve the crisis amicably, but the federal government has turned a deaf ear to their pleas. The ASU chief also rejected the government's proposed tertiary institution staff support fund loan scheme, describing it as a trap. He stated that their members do not need loans, but need the implementation of agreements that will improve their purchasing power, noting that the government is still owing them 3 months' salaries and is asking them to borrow money. ASU also criticized the proliferation of universities without sustainable funding, warning that such actions have lowered standards and global rankings. In the meantime, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, has disclosed plans to discontinue the disbursement of upkeep loans during school holidays. Apart from loans disbursed directly to institutions, beneficiaries of the student loan scheme enjoy a monthly disbursement of 20,000 naira. NELFund, in a statement signed by its Director of Corporate Communications, Ossiec Oluwatuyi, this morning, noted that upkeep loans will henceforth be strictly tied to the academic session of each institution. He noted that in line with the directive, students will only be entitled to upkeep loans for their current academic session, and upon the conclusion of an institution's academic year, upkeep payments for that session shall automatically cease. Oluwatuyi, in the statement, said consequently, students who transition into a new academic year will no longer receive upkeep disbursements for the preceding session. NELFund further advised that interested loan applicants are required to apply for the loan at the beginning of every academic session to be eligible for both institutional charges and upkeep for that particular session. Turning to politics, the People's Democratic Party has sunk deeper into crisis over plans by a section of the party to microzone its presidential tickets to a particular zone in the South without wider consultations. Although some stakeholders in the South are clamoring for zoning, there is no consensus on the zones that would produce the candidates among the Southwest, Southeast, and South-South. Also, some stakeholders have rejected the agitation for zoning to the South, saying that the ticket should be open to the 6 zones. Today, a meeting tasked PDP's Southern Zoning Consultative Summit was convened by the party zoning committee at the Legend Hotel, Ikeja. But irked by the microzoning move, PDP state chairman, former governors, and National Assembly members disowned the Southern zoning meeting, describing it as divisive and unconstitutional. PDP House of Representatives leader, Kingsley Chinda, said the Lagos meeting has excluded and sidelined critical party leaders. He told reporters in Abuja that any party meeting where zoning, power rotation, and distribution of offices are to be discussed, it should be all-inclusive.
Cases of exclusion, cases of injustice, actions that are likely to cause problems within the People's Democratic Party. And it is our responsibility to ensure that we address them in order to give our party the cohesion that it requires to move ahead. And so we have called for this press briefing this morning. The press briefing is on the purported meeting of PDP Southern Zoning Consultative Summit. The attention of the undersigned chairman of the People's Democratic Party from the South and some critical stakeholders has been drawn to a meeting Nicodemously summoned in Lagos today the 21st day of August 2025, by some persons purporting to do so on behalf of the PDP members of the South, and they tagged the meeting PDP Southern Zoning Consultative Summit. This meeting is convened by the Admin Secretary Zoning Committee of the PDP at the behest of the Chairman of the Zoning Committee, our brother Honorable Senator Doye Diri, Governor of Bayelsa State, and it is to hold at the Legend Hotel Ikeja. The said meeting tagged.
Staying with politics, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Osun has stated that he will support those who support President Bola Tinubu, urging residents to support those that the government will listen to. Wike made the statement while commending former Senator representing the FCT, Philip Aduda, and the Chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council, Christopher Mekalango, during the flag-off of Lot 2 of water supply projects in Karu on Tuesday. The minister hailed both men for their capacity and for bringing development to the people while promising the construction of a 2-kilometer road in Karu site on the request of Aduda, adding that he will support those who continue to support the Tinubu-led administration. He further commended the AMAC chairman, Mekalango, as very good and hardworking, noting that the latter had used his access to government to deliver several projects to his residents in the area council.
You know, one thing about government, can you listen to me? One thing about government and politics, support those who have capacity to bring something to the people. Do you understand me? Don't support people who go on television, talk, nothing to show. Do you understand what I mean? Support those that government will listen to. Did you understand me? Don't support those every day is just to cry on national television. This is not the time to cry. This is the time to bring something to the people. And what you are doing here, you see from what happened now, you see that I'll do that. Government had this little air where he is. And that's why government said, where is that road he mentioned? The chairman of AMAC, he has brought government to do Saburi Road. He has got government to do Kabusa Road. He has brought government to do Kabusa to Takushira Road. He has brought government to redo this road. He has brought government to do Dede Road. What again do you want from such person? A person who can go to government, give us this and government will give you. What are you wasting time with others who have no access to government? For me, I'm here to talk about people who have access to government and bring something to people. Your chairman has access to us. Anything he tells us, we will do. Don't go and support somebody. If he wins, he'll be crying down. This is the only man I know. If he wins, as chairman of AMAC, he will give you whatever he wants. I don't know the party he belongs to, but I know that he supports Tinubu. Anybody who supports Tinubu, I will support.
As the race for the All Progressives Congress governorship primary in Ekiti gathers momentum, Governor Biodun Oyebanji has issued a stern warning to his cabinet members, directing them to avoid any secret meetings with his opponents. He stated this on Thursday when the Ekiti State University Ado Ekiti EXO Alumni Solidarity Group for BAO presented the nomination form purchased for him, said anyone caught dancing around the highest bidders or any of his opponents will be flushed out of his government. This development comes barely 2 weeks after firing some cabinet members, has recently recalled one of them, Taiwo Olatunbosun, to his role as a Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation. Governor Oyebanji also took a swipe at a gubernatorial aspirant of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Kayode Ojo, describing him as a desperado who has never contributed to the growth and development of the party and Ekiti. Oyebanji condemned Mr. Ojo and his supporters who, according to him, are not working towards the development of the state, but to refill their votes in the forthcoming 2026 governorship election. Here in Osun State, the chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Hashim Abioye, has again defended the February 22 council polls in the state, insisting that those occupying the local government secretariat are doing so illegally. He spoke while appearing as a guest on Frontliners, a flagship program of the League of Veteran Journalists in Osun State. According to Mr. Abioye, the chairmen belonging to the All Progressives Congress are impostors, adding that the court had early sacked them from office. Mr. Abioye also recounted how Ossiec outsmarted alleged efforts by the Inspector General of Police and the Attorney General of the Federation to stop the February 22 election from holding. He says the commission received useful information that there were attempts to truncate the exercise, which it worked on by ensuring early distribution of sensitive materials to local councils.
Particularly with respect to the authority, the officials that are to be at the local government area. Some people have been saying that what is our business as an electoral body to venture into that, but I want to say that it's all about who the legitimate baby of the commission is, and we as the father knows our baby. We know that we conducted an election on 22nd February 2025. The election ran the full length of notice, that is 360 days, and the court has validated that. So the question as to who is to occupy who is to be at the local government council office in terms of political head has been clearly settled, particularly with respect to the decision of the Court of Appeal of 13 June 2025. We have, if there is any issue as to paternity of a child, you resort to DNA. The court has conducted a DNA, and the result of the DNA was the decision of the Court of Appeal of 13 June 2025 that validated the election that we conducted and declared that the purported election conducted by Ossiec in 2022 had been invalidated, and the purported elected officials then had been sacked from office. So the long and short of it is that the product of the 22nd February 2025 local government election conducted by Ossiec are the legitimate officials at the local council offices.
The lawmaker representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District, Senator Ahmed Wadada, has resigned his membership of the Social Democratic Party, SDP. This was contained in a letter addressed to the chairman of the SDP, Tudun Ward in Kefi, local government area of Nasarawa State. The letter, cited by the news agency of Nigeria on Thursday, said the lawmaker said the decision was not taken lightly, but he feels compelled to do so due to the lingering internal crisis that has plagued the party for some time. He thanks the party for the opportunities given to him while he was a member of the party and for the experiences and relationships built. The development comes amid Senator Wadada's recent comments in support of President Bola Tinubu's administration. He further stressed that his departure from the SDP was not due to grievances with the party, but the dynamism of life. To security matters, 4 security personnel, including a soldier, a mobile police officer, and 2 civilian joint task force volunteers, were killed in a Boko Haram attack on farmers at Dalori Gari community, 12 kilometers away from Maiduguri metropolis. The attack occurred on Monday morning when the combined troops of the security team were providing cover for farmers to their farmlands. According to sources within the community, the attackers, suspected to be Boko Haram terrorists who drove on motorcycles, trekked some reasonable distance before encountering the farmers being escorted by the security personnel. The terrorists immediately opened fire, killing 4 security personnel. The sources also disclosed that the terrorists abducted an unconfirmed number of farmers, including women and young girls. There has not been official information on casualties, but the source said some farmers sustained injuries while attempting to flee from the terrorists, which led to their abduction. Confirming the incident, the state police spokesperson, Kenneth Dasso, said the late mobile police officer and the soldier are under the Northeast Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai, and as such, he cannot comment on the development. In Edo State, the Director of Communications of the Catholic Diocese of Auchi, Father Peter Egelewa, has said that the abduction of 2 seminarians of the Immaculate Conception Minor Seminary in Ivianokode, Agbenobode, has left the parents frustrated. He said that due to the number of attacks and attempted kidnappings that had happened in the state, parents were worried and felt unprotected, especially given this consistency of the attacks. The Catholic priest stated that no ransom has been paid to the kidnappers during the 3 previous attempts, adding that prayers and negotiation had been relied on. He disclosed that the police have also played a part, as well as the vigilantes, noting that as a policy, they have used other means outside of paying a ransom. Egelewa, however, mentions that the Bishop of the Diocese of Auchi, Most Reverend Gabriel Dunia, had consistently partnered with the police in those states, particularly the new police commissioner. 3 seminarians were kidnapped on July 10 when gunmen stormed the seminary in the Esako East local government area of Edo State, killing an officer of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in the process.
Were kidnapped on the 10th of July were actually 3, but on the 18th of July, one of them was released. So we have 2 seminarians right now who are still in the hands of kidnappers. And this attack of 10th of July is the 4th attack that is taking place in that seminary. The first was in October 2024, when the rector was kidnapped and spent several days with the kidnappers. Then on March 3rd, 2025, the rector was, on March 3rd, there was also an attack there. But this time it was not in the seminary itself, it was the neighboring parish. Then on April, the month of April, there was also an attack in the seminary, but the kidnappers were not able to gain access to the seminary. Then in May, there was an attempted attack, and then July attack in which the kidnappers succeeded in kidnapping 3 of the seminarians. Eventually, one was released. So right now, parents are feeling frustrated. They are feeling angry. They are feeling unprotected on why these attacks are consistent, and yet it seems that nothing is happening. On the part of the Diocese of Auchi, the bishop has set up a security outfit in which vigilantes will protect church institutions and infrastructure. And this is taking place, it's happening. In fact, on the day of this kidnap, there were 4 vigilante members and 2 security personnel. But unfortunately, the attackers came in large numbers, about 15 of them, and they were able to overpower the 2 security personnel that were there and the 4 vigilante members. And that was why they were not able to resist the kidnapping.
The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has arrested 116 suspects in a series of coordinated raids aimed at tackling illicit drug activities across the capital city. The operations, carried out by officers of the Anti-Narcotics Section between August 1 and August 21, targeted identified black spots in Asokoro, Trademore, Mapape, Kurudu, Kubwa, Gwaringpa, Dikoyi, Utaku, Lifecamp, Zuba, and Karchi. A statement today by the command spokesperson Josephine Ade said items recovered from the raids included various illicit substances, hard drugs, and dried leaves suspected to be cannabis. She said after thorough screening, 89 of the suspects were released, while the remaining individuals have been charged in court for offenses, including public nuisance and possession of illicit drugs. Ade said the Commissioner of Police Command, Ajao Adewale, urged residents to support ongoing security operations by staying law-abiding and shunning hard drug use and trafficking. In another development, the Benue State House of Assembly has screened and confirmed 6 nominees as commissioners, but rejected the nomination of Professor Timothy Yangie Onguga over allegations contained in 4 petitions against him from his former students and for lacking a primary school certificate. The lawmakers at plenary, presided over by the Speaker, Aundona Dajo, asked Governor Hyacinth Alia to send replacements for Onguga and James Dwayne, his spokesman, failed to discharge the burden contained in the petition submitted against their nominations. Briefing journalists after the session, the spokesperson for the House and lawmaker representing Makurdi North, Alfred Berger, cleared the air over the proposed bill banning couples from public expression of love in Benue, as the lawmakers constituted a panel to probe the source of the controversial publication. After Ongoga, a law professor, introduced himself as the majority leader, Sata Tisia, presented 4 petitions written against him. In his defense, the nominee clarified what happened with a particular student whose grades he allegedly tampered with, claiming the dean of Benue State University was responsible for the interference. Elsewhere, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has commenced a formal investigation into the recent altercation between Comfort Emansin, a passenger, and members of the Ibom Air crew. As part of the ongoing probe, NCAA officials met on Wednesday in Abuja with Julie Edwards, a crew member accused of masterminding the passenger's ordeal, and other crew members who were directly involved in the incident. The NCAA made this known through a post by its publicist, Michael Achimogo, on his X account on Thursday. He disclosed that the agency's Directorate of Aviation Security, Operations, Licensing and Training Standards, Legal and Consumer Protection are collaborating to ensure a proper conclusion to this investigation. The embattled passenger had also been scheduled to meet with the authority today. Comfort and Ibom Air in recent times have been the center of discussion over a disturbing video of the airline officials manhandling her. She had boarded the airline's flight from Uyo to Lagos, where she allegedly attacked a flight attendant and clashed with airport officials. You are watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come, Labour Party lawmakers urges Anambra government to bring assaulters of core member to book. We will bring you more on this when we return.
Jeremiah Oyen.
The MTN Mega Billion promo is here. Dial